there, aka Bernadette. How are you this evening? Is everybody relaxed and in their place? I see Angie. Hey, Angie, how are you? Hey, Keith. Hold on. I'm looking for everybody. Ruh-roh, somebody needs help. Oh, Bernadette. Nope, I don't need help. Okay. Angie, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time. Hey, Keith, how are you? Wow. All right, I got to see if there's something wrong with the stream. Usually there's like 9,000 people on here by now asking questions. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Hey, Francis. Hey, MJ. Oh, Francis, you're new here. Geez, that's welcome. Somehow hey, Exa. Hola, Carita. Somehow I recognize your name. Oh, holy cow. Be careful what you ask for. Y'all, I'm looking at the computer screen because I was like, what's wrong with my chat? And then all of a sudden it filled up already. Okay, so if we haven't, hi everyone. Oh, a water witch. Girl, I'm a triple Scorpio. I could use some witch action up in here right now. Okay, so, and for some reason the help screen is laid over my screen. I don't know. Hey, Jason, I can't help you with a spell for a toothache, honey. What I can tell you is you should see the doctor immediately. It's worth, believe me, a toothache, it's worth the emergency trip to the doctor. Okay, so if we haven't met yet, I am, most folks call me Mama Bear. But my name is Bernadette King. And I am the world. I am working on my marketing skills. I really am. So I'm moving my tape measure because we're redoing my kitchen. And I'm moving a bunch of mail so that I can show you. I am the creator and girl, everybody, I'm the creator of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck, multi-award winning, best-selling Yakik Yak, and my newest project that I am so truly, if I'm gonna get serious, I'm the creator of Wisdom of the Wild Ones. It is the definitive work of everything spirit, tome, and power animals. 726 pages. 9.5 by 11. It's a coffee table book. It's an encyclopedia. There's over 300 animals in this puppy. It is full color. Ooh, I don't know why she swallowed a fly. I didn't know why I turned a fly. That's really interesting. And there's Firefly. There must be something going on with y'all in flying because now here's a finch. And here's a cormorant. Very interesting. And they're not in order of like birds and all that kind of thing. Okay. So, hey everybody. Hey. All right, so how I am missing my beautiful moderator, Jetta Joe, this evening. She's got some stuff going on. She could not be here, so if somebody will, that's awesome, Doran. If you'll, oh, that's cool. If you would help that poor person with their toothache, that would be awesome. So I keep popping up. When will you be graced with a card? Heidi Springertorn. I'll pull a card for you. Springborn. That's like you're walked out of Game of Thrones or something. I'm Heidi Springborn, heir to the beautiful whatever spring islands with bunny rabbits and lots of tulips and peeps and all the chocolate you can eat. That's what I would tell people. I'm Heidi Springborn, heir to the chocolate island. That's what I would tell them. But I'm going to pull a card for you just a minute. Anyway, so what I'm going to do on this is, oh, you're a nurse. That's awesome, Doran. Thanks for the help out. So I'm actually going to work with my cards. I got my start as an evidential psychic medium. And what that means is I offer evidence. Like last live, I was talking to somebody and I was like, oh God, you're either dealing with the flu right now or you're dealing with really bad allergies. And she confirmed she's dealing with allergies. So I knew it was in her energy. Yak. And then I deliver messages. So you might get a message, you might get a card, you just might get a psychic message. There's a thing for those of you that aren't, man, a bunch of you must really be bothered because first I turned to the fly and now I turned to the mosquito. And those are two of the most annoying things on this planet. So we gotta get y'all straight this evening. And so all of that said, it's called bibliomancy. And now here's the Hydra. Come on, who is having that hard of a time this evening? Great googly moogly, y'all. and now here's a harpy and a shrew. Really? All right, I'll find you and I'll help you feel better. I will. And so will the animal allies. So you might get a tarot card, you might get an animal, you might have me pull up an animal or some other, like a something from the book that will give you clarity, support, that kind of thing on what you know, and what you really need. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if you have questions, please put them in the chat. I will not be able to get to every single person. Lord knows I will try, but I won't. However, what I will tell you is this. My inbox floods after lives, after reading, you know, that kind of thing. And people are like, oh my God, I thought you were talking just to me. Well, Spirit was talking just to you. You may not have been calling you by name, like, you know, Heidi Springborn, heir to the chocolate islands, the chocolate and candy islands. But the message was for you. The message is never, ever, ever for just one person. So, okay, Heidi, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card. Now, when you guys ask questions, it's really very helpful if you don't ask yes or no questions, because there's so much more involved with a situation than yes or no. And dragonfly, are you kidding me? What is going on with this right now? This is craziness. Okay, so here's the story, Heidi. Whatever your question, and for those of you that aren't familiar with my deck, there are 78 tarot cards, and each card has an animal that wanted to be that card because their characteristics, their traits, their, you know, what they're all about, their symbolism really closely match that particular symbolism, and you know what that particular writer, and it's all based on the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, is all about. And I got to tell you guys, you never saw more accurate evidential readings in your life until you use the Arc. And I promise you that's not a plug for my deck, but if I have one, I've got 1,000 emails and messages about, oh my God, it took my tarot reading to the next level. Anyway, but you gotta love animals. So, you know, when you talk about Heidi Springborn, when you talk about optimism and speed, and you know, the 8 of Wands is the card that's got all those 8 wands. They look like they're coming down from the sky, very, very much like the magician. They're at that angle where they're going to draw down that power of the heavens, really. And kind of really even almost in a way give you the power of that magician, which, let's be honest, what are dragonflies? They are just full of magic. They are so full of folklore. They are loved by so many. They can do aerobatics like you never saw. They bring such beauty and color into this world. Their little faces, their little faces. And in my backyard, I've created this, you know, very peaceful place where lots of critters come. I live right behind me is a protected wetland, and you never know what kind of critter is going to show up in my backyard. But there is kind of a weird situation where the dragonflies love to land on me. Last year, gosh darn it, if I had a way to take a picture, I would have taken a picture. I must have had 8 dragonflies on me. I just went and I sat really, really still like a statue. And I wore really bright colors, and they just landed on me everywhere. And I was like, oh, I need a picture of this. This is such an Instagram moment. But I just took it as a sacred moment. And that's where I'm going with this is, when I stop like this and I look up, I'm not having a stroke or anything. Somebody one time, it was a PA, a physician's assistant. They were like, are you having a stroke? You know, dial this, do this. I was like, no, I'm listening to Spirit. So Heidi, let me go back to what I was saying. I don't know that you know what a light you are in this world. I don't know that you know how much you're valued by the people around you. And even if they tell you, which I don't know, Heidi, I just don't get the feeling that you get told that a lot. But when you do get told it, it's very sincere, and it would be really helpful to you to open your heart to receive that transmission. And so I know that that's what Dragonfly is helping to tell you. And whatever you're going towards or going at or doing whatever right now, go at it with great optimism and run, don't walk. So I hope that's helpful. Okay. Hey, Anna Harris from West Texas. Woohoo! Nacogdoches and everything. Okay. Uh-oh. There's a lag. I know I'm down for Chocolate Island. Me too. You live in the swamp with the mosquitoes, Water Witch. Girl, if you live anywhere in the southern United States, that is exactly what's happening. Okay. All right, Beth Browser, I want to help you because I know when people ask to so-and-so visit, I know that person's crossed over. I'm not in my mediumship, like I'm not in theta state. to go into mediumship, but I will tell you that as a general rule, I've been doing this 30 years. At this point, no joke, I've read over 45,000 people. No joke. I have never had an instance where someone that crossed over turned their back on their person that was here, even if they hated each other in this life. And yes, I know hate is not a very spiritual word, but okay. I'm a triple Scorpio. Y'all that don't know me, that we haven't met yet, I'm a triple Scorpio, just so you know. Just so you know what you might be getting into. And there's a reason folks call me Mama Bear, but I will tell you, yes, he comes to visit. The question then is that, the question is then how? And I keep seeing metal, like paper clips. I keep hearing the click of a pen. There's some kind of clicking thing that he does when he comes to you, and ooh, it annoys you. Or it used to annoy you when he was here in this reality. Whatever, if you can actually assign this what we live in as a reality. But that's another show. But I just keep hearing and seeing paper clips, and I keep hearing metal clink together, metal clink together, metal clink together. So there's something about the contact of metal to metal that you'll know that's him going, knock, 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 hello. And for whatever reason, I cannot get the paper clips out of my vision. I'm like having this vision of paper clips. So he was a paperclip salesman, or I don't know what that's all about. And then it very much reminds me of the click of a pen. So I hope that's helpful, Beth. Charisse, you are not going to be alone for the rest of your life. You don't even need a psychic reading for that. You just need a big fat mama bear hug, and I'm sending it to you right now with some brownies. Ooh, those brownies where you buy the pan where every side of the brownie is that crusty, that hard crusty part, and then the inside is chewy. That's the kind of brownies I'm sending you. Birmingham, England, could you send me your address, please? I'm moving in with you. That is my dream in life, is to live in England. Who can afford it? I really want to live in Glastonbury is really where I want to live. Who can afford that? Aw, okay. There's a bunch of Heidis on here today, huh? Aw, Lauren Gonzalez. I'm going to pull an animal for you. Bugs and spiders. I love it. I like spiders and snakes, but that ain't what it takes to love me. All right, here we go. So when you guys don't ask a specific question, what I'm going to do is set the intention for you that that whatever encouragement you need, whatever support you need, that's what's going to come for you. And so, Lauren Gonzalez, whatever you need support for or encouragement for, that's the animal. That's the animal that's going to show up. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is super interesting. So B, which is the Wheel of Fortune in my deck, came, but it was inverted. So here's what I want to tell you. When people pull Wheel of Fortune in a tarot deck, if they're not quite as familiar with the tarot, as they say over across the pond in England, they get all excited. They're like, whammo, hit the jackpot. But it's really not that card. It's the card of karma. And it's like that, so as you reap, so shall you sow, right? It's something like that. Now, it is about life cycles. So it's not a downer card. It's not a negative card if it comes inverted, but it does speak of major karmic events. And that is what's happening with the bees, right? Like they are our golden sunshine. They are our hope for all of the gold, beautiful sunlight and everything that we get from their honey, that they gift us with their honey, and their little fat bumblebee butts that have taken over the internet, because you will go viral if you are able to snap a picture of a cute little bunny bee butt, and God, if it has got nectar on it or some kind of shimmery stuff, and now you've got a sparkly bumblebee, big honeybee butt, you win the internet for the day. So all of that said, we also have had a big wake-up call with all of the problems that we've had with bees, because there will be a complete collapse of society. That's science. That's not a joke. It's not a speculation. It's science. if all the bees are wiped out. It will be a sad, sad, sad day. It will be like that series that everybody loves so much right now that I just can't stand, called The Last of Us, with plant zombies. Come on now. I need a good old-fashioned zombie. I don't need a plant zombie. But that said, Lauren, you have such a peppy energy. Just so peppy. And it's not because you told me you love animals, but it's almost like, I heard a term today, a high-functioning depressed person, or a high-functioning depressant, or something like that. And I'm no medical professional. I'm not diagnosing you. I'm not casting judgment. What I'm saying is you might be going through a time where you really could use some encouragement and some support, and to look to bee energy to really help you with that. Mostly because there's something really big you want to do in this world, like big, that's big for you. And I think you're going through a thing where you just don't think you can achieve it, or it's not achievable for you, or whatever it is, that's not true. And I think you're on the other side of that major karmic event. So it might have not been so great for a while, but it's almost like if you look up and you wake up and you dust the icky out of your eyes, you'll turn around and you'll look, and you'll be literally in a magical place, because your life is slated to be magical. And I do feel like bees will walk, they'll walk and they'll fly with you for a really, really long time if you'll let them in. So I hope that's helpful, Lauren Gonzalez. All right, I'm moving on. Okay, that's got to be like the fourth Heidi. Jackie Gibson. Hey, honey, are you still here? Ooh, Jackie, are you still here? Let me run on down. Jackie, I'm going to pull a card for you if you're still here. Man, I hope you get it. If not, I will ping you in Facebook. Y'all, it's a friend of mine. She never... Oh, Jackie, yes. Okay, sweet. Okay, all right. So I'm setting the intention, Jackie, for whatever you need support, and I am by with a little help from my friends. Girl, you first of all, everybody loves you. You're the most popular person I've ever known in my life, because everybody loves you, because if you like crossed a saint and an angel and a dove, and everything that's good in life, baked goods, that that kind of thing, that's Jackie. That's Jackie Gibson. That is her. So all of that said, hey, Gypsy Nana. Hello, Gypsy Nana. So I am curious about this card for you. I'm very curious about this card for you, especially since it's followed up by quail. Now, when quail comes to me, I don't know if you're familiar with them, you guys. They got their little plumes, ding, 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 ding. There's little plumes on their head, and they always remind me of adorable little Roman soldiers. And listen, quail are not birds of might. They are not raptors. They're pretty fragile in the ecosystem that is Mother Earth and nature. So I'm wondering if you're going through a time where you're feeling a little fragile, and you need not what you do, which is, it's not necessarily that you create community, but you heal and you take care of the community. But I'm wondering if at this time it would be helpful to you to have a tightly knit community around you, not a huge one, but the inner circle, and call them in. It's not really like you so much to do that. Hey, Kameen. Hey. Tell Zach I said, what's up, Zach and Zach? And tell Dan I said, hey. So I feel like, when you take a look at these cards are from the Friends, Family, and Lovers extension of the Ark. That was sexy, wasn't it? Sorry, you guys. There's some dust blowing around in my office. And I don't know what else to say except for that. And I would encourage you to go about it not in a, let me talk to you. Look, could I talk to you about something? Here's something I need, blah, blah, blah. Almost like asking a person, hey, could you pick up my laundry? It's deeper than that. It's like you've got to show it, don't tell it. That's it. Show it, don't tell it. Because I'm pretty sure that this mantis did not tell this croc skink that was going to crawl up on his head and be like, surveying the Pride Lands. And that's the position these ones are in too. So I do feel like there's something, they're like, what's happening? I do feel like there's an element of that for you, Jackie, is kind of take a look at the landscape and see, nope, this isn't about here, it's about here. What are you hearing? What's your auditory response? What's happening in your ears? And I'm going to leave you with that. I don't think it's anything, but it is certainly, it's going to be a big learning experience for you. And it will be, if you'll allow it, it will be an experience that you'll look back on and I know that you're loved, but you won't know the half of it until you do this thing. So sing it with me. I can buy with a little help from my friends. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. I just know that like every other person that goes to a concert. So, all right. I hope that's helpful. Okay. Oh, thank you, Carissa. I got these glasses on Amazon because I got a big fat round old pumpkin head. And oh no, at Cheryl, what's happening with Cheryl? What's happening? And so I wanted some big, the big glasses that are really hip right now, and I wanted them. And so I got them. Ugh, your car got keyed. This world. You're very welcome, Jackie. Hey, Kelly B. Okay, so Sharina, I see you. You've asked like, I don't know how many times for a card. My process is I'll get to who I'm drawn to. Not that I'm not drawn to you, but I just don't feel anything yet, and I'm not going to just make up stuff. So, okay. Rachel Rose. Oh, shoot. Okay, Rachel Rose. For some reason, I don't know your question. You do have kind of a cool name. But I don't think it's not your name that's attracting me to you. There's something about, and then Alicia Stanley, I'm going to get to you because this is a question. If Alicia Stanley's got a question, if I've been asked this question once, I've been asked this question, legit, no joke, as ever, all the Gen Xers say, 100%, absolutely, all those buzzwords. I've been asked this question probably 100 times in the last 3 weeks. No joke. Okay, but I'm going back to Rachel Rose, and I'm just going to pull a card. No, I'm not. I'm going to work with the book. Rachel Rose, listen up, sister. Okay, you got the snake. Now, please don't grimace and go off my chat because I showed a snake. Please don't. They are unbelievable. I'm unbelievable. Hey, Winds of Change. I'm sorry, I'm in the flow right now, and I can see your face, but I can't remember your real name. Forgive me. I know who you are. Hajin, shut up. I'm gonna call you Haji because I can't remember how to say your name, but thank you for coming to my live. But okay, so going back to Rachel Rose here with your snake. All right. So if you've worked anywhere in the healing arts anywhere, and you've done any kind of anything with animals or shamanism or witchcraft or really anything, Native American studies, indigenous, I mean, you could go China, you can go India, you can go certainly Australia, you can go anywhere in the world, and the legends and the myths of snakes just abounds. But it always boils back to one thing, and that is tremendous transformation. And that has to do with the fact that, of course, snakes shed their skin, which a lot of people think is only once a year, but that's not true. They can shed their skins easily 6, 7, 8 times a year. It just depends on the snake, where they are, what they need, so on and so forth. But mostly overall, people are a little freaked out when snakes shed their skin because they get this film over their eyes and they go into like this trance state. And an albino snake wanted to be in the book to represent the purity. And I'm not saying that another color can't represent purity. I'm just saying that for millennia after millennia after millennia, the color white represents purity, divinity, many other things. And the change that you are being see, that's weird, Rachel. Man, I hope you're still on. Gosh, I hope you're still on the. And so my white Persian cat shows up. Hey, Gus. So next will be my sister's boxer. He'll be all up in our faces. So I just feel like there's two things at work. And I'm wondering if you're a twin sign, a Libra, a Pisces, a Gemini, if that's the two that's coming, or if you've just been through a major transformation and are really hesitating going through another major transformation. So it's one of those two things, or it could be a combination of both of those things. But that's just a powerful animal to show up. And the other thing is I feel like, and I hope when you guys are on my channel, I'm never going to say anything knowingly that will hurt your feelings. I'm not going to do that. But I will gently tell it like it is. And so please don't send me hate mail because I don't answer those kinds of things. I don't. So don't even bother to waste your energy because I won't waste mine. But I just feel like maybe you have been bouncing around a bit, doinka, 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 and you haven't taken some things seriously that really needed to be met head on. Like, okay, I've got to take care of this. And it's don't send me hate mail, but it's a maturity thing. And now is the time to mature. And how I see that in my mind is people will have a moment in their life. I hear this a lot from people, that there was a defining moment and they went, well, now it's time to be an adult and everything that comes with it, or that they perceive comes with it. Now is the time for you to be an adult. It truly, truly, truly is. And you're going to be great at it. You're just going to be great. I don't know what you do, but I see you in a position that's very managerial, where you're managing a group of people. They respect you. They like you. They'll go the distance for you. And you've got to trust in that. You're going to be really great, whatever that is, manager. I hope that's helpful. They are. Kathy McManus. Hey, honey. Hello. How are you? So there's the story. I hope that's helpful. Okay. No, Tegan, you are not cursed. There's no such thing. There's no such thing unless you allow it to manifest in your head and you start acting on thinking that you're cursed. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Don't do it. Okay. So back to Alicia. She wanted to know how to use her spiritual gifts. Was that what she said? Dang it. Why will this not let me go? Irky me. Does that read Tracy Eastman? Oh, Terry Lynn Eason. I about had a heart attack and fell right over. Okay. So, to the gal that asked about using her gifts and how would she know and how does she show up in the world and so up and so forth. Hey, Hexa. Okay. And so save the bees and find the fireflies. Yes. They have, Rachel. They really have. I'm glad you're still here, man. I hope you got that message. You're not mad at me. But okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to answer that question for everybody who is confused or feels like they know they're being called to do something in the world of metaphysics, spirituality, alternative healing, all that kind of thing. You're being called because now is an extraordinary time in history. You could argue that World War I was an extraordinary time in history, and you'd be right. You could argue that XYZ was an extraordinary, the extinction of the dinosaurs, and you'd be right. But they didn't have the internet. And the internet has been an equalizer and a game changer. And it is, it's an equalizer and it's a game changer. And what I mean by that is now more than ever, the world needs you to be brave. That's why I have on my channel, and I started with a whole bunch of graphics that read, have a brave day. Don't have a good day, have a brave day. If you are at a crappy job, and you might be at a great job, but it's just a crappy environment, don't let it suck the soul out of you. Start looking for something else. And I'm aware of the economy, and I'm aware of everything going on out there. I don't live in la la land all the time. I run a business. But you can have a business and be successful at doing this and still fulfill your heart, fulfill your sacred contract. If you've never heard of it, there is a theory about a thing called a sacred contract. And what that means is we all get together in our kind of soul pods on the other side, and we have something to drink, and, we sit around at that version of Starbucks or whatever. And we get out our little sacred contracts, and we're like, hey, how'd you do it? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I sucked wind at yak, 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 but man, I got forgiveness. I'm down on the forgiveness. And this person, did you get your body images, that you wanted to experience? Did you get that taken care of? Yeah, I really did, but I sucked wind at being more compassionate towards my children or my own fear of failure, whatever, right? Because there's like a million things. And then we decide, do we want to come back in? That's why so many people will seem familiar to us. We might meet a male energy. We might be a female that meets a male energy. And in this life, whatever life, you fall in love and you have babies. But in another life, that might have been, your mom. It might have been the baker up the street. It could be anybody. And yes, I'm very fixated on baked goods this evening. I'm trying to cut out the carbs. It's killing me. So all of that said, for those of you that are not sure what your soul contract is, I know that you have one. And I know that if you will just get quiet and you will believe that you have one, and you will believe that you can fulfill your sacred contract and live it sounds so hokey, but live your best life, because you're on point, you're on track, you're doing what you love. For those of you that don't know me, I've had some pretty epic health issues over the last year. And I kind of went missing off my YouTube channel and off social media and whatever. Me of all people, I just didn't have the battery. I didn't have the capacity. And there were some other mitigating circumstances. I was like, oh no, I am not getting on camera. And I'll talk about that in a future video, because I was wrong. Man, I feel like a fraud. I did exactly what I tell people not to do, exactly to the letter. What a schmuck, me. But we'll go into that and how spirit animals help me heal that and get past it, and the whole 9 yards, because that's what it was spirit animals. So, and power animals. And so all that being said, this is a long answer to her short question, but it's for so many of you here, which is you've got to find your own way to fulfill your calling. And even if it's one little step at a time, you've got to do it. One of the best ways to do that is to just sit in quiet. If you meditate, that's awesome. Or ask the animal allies on the other side to show up for you and help you find the way. So let's say that you start seeing elk. I don't know, elk and moose. I don't even know why that came to my mind. And all of a sudden, you're checking out in the home goods store, or you're checking out wherever, and they're on their little rack for their impulse buys. You see, I don't know, Harry and David's Moose Munch. Okay, you're like, I wonder why I noticed that. And then a friend of yours is talking about classic comics and mentions Rocky and Bullwinkle, which has a moose in it. And the next thing you know, somebody's talking about Canada, or you start seeing an emblem of a moose, whatever, like super, super. Why do I keep seeing moose? Well, that's because the moose energy is trying to talk to you about whatever this is that you need to know about your sacred contract to be supported by this, because you will have asked the animal kingdom to start sending you signs. I did, and I had a real concern. I've had 3 surgeries, count them 3, in the last 2.5 months, all on the same hip. And I've never been freaked out about going under anesthesia like a lot of people are. And whatever, I'll see you on the other side. But this time I was about to crawl out of that hospital bed. I was not going to go into surgery. I was going to walk out of that hospital AMA against medical advice if they did not bring me the anesthesiologist. So they bring me the anesthesiologist. Her name is Sunny. My favorite card in the tarot is the Sun card, has been for years, and it will be till the day they plot me in my backyard, right? Okay. So I was like, that's interesting. And then the lady looked down and went, you have the wrong socks on. I went, how can you have the wrong socks on in the hospital? Well, in this hospital, they color code the socks so that if you are going to be brought back up to critical care, you have one color. If you're going to be brought back up to and so I was like, okay. So they bring me socks, and I'll be damned if it is not an emblem of a mother bear with her arms curled around a baby bear. I was like, well, I'm going to be okay, because Mama Bear, the whole bit. For those of you that don't know me, there's a whole bear story. I won't go into it now. You can find it on my channel. But I was like, okay, I'm going to be okay. But I asked her, I said, I know people are neurotic, but I'm going to ask you, please. I've got this weird gut feeling, which means nothing to you, but in the world I work in, means a lot. I said, I'm begging you to never take your eyes off my stats. Just don't do it. Please don't. I said, I've never been afraid of going into surgery, but I am highly concerned. Well, don't you know, they had an issue with my breathing, and it's a good thing she had her eye on the equipment, because she had to make an adjustment just like that. I was going south very quickly. So where I'm going with this is, you might work with angels. Awesome. Call your angels in. You might work with, I can't say the God word because the internet crawlers will find them, and my feed will be flooded with all kind of bot stuff that'll just it'll irk everybody. But whatever you work with, all that is, the goddess, Mother Maiden Crone, the universe, whatever you call it, yourself, whatever you call it, now is the time to do that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull one animal out of the book. We're going to do some bibliomancy, and this is going to be the animal for everybody who is having this thing about this. Tyrion, hey honey. Oh, say Tyrion, he's asking, how do I begin my following my purpose as a healer? Tyrion, do me a favor, email me. I'm putting together a business class. You need to have that. Okay. So you need to take a look at that. I very rarely tell people you need to whatever, but you've been asking me the same question for over a year, and you're going to start this way, maybe. But I'm going to offer it to you as an opportunity. Okay. So so I'm gonna choose one animal. Man, I'm really compelled to pull from the back of the book. Okay. This is a very odd animal to come up with, but it's a bird, and it's a whippoorwill. Now, a whippoorwill it's a bird that's indigenous to the southern part of the United States. And if you've never heard that's why it's called a whippoorwill. It sounds like it's saying whippoorwill, which is horrible. It is. But if you sit and listen to it, it can put you in a really meditative state. And it's almost like listening to bagpipes. It's got a really melancholy kind of thing. So I would say that hold on, I just want to look up something in here. I wish I had all 300 of my own animals memorized, but this whippoorwill, it's the very first time it's ever come up, y'all. No joke. I do this every day of my life. I wrote this book. I've never had a whippoorwill come up. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I remember why I was writing this down. When you work with whippoorwill, you tell the world in no uncertain terms who you are and what you most desire. Now, this pertains to a partner, but a partner can be anything. A partner can be in business. A partner can be a romantic partner. It could be somebody you're just going to take a walk with. So, it might seem like a whippoorwill is a really like benign kind of animal to come up when you're thinking about what to do as your soul's purpose. But a whippoorwill also, good luck trying to see one. I spent most of my childhood trying to find them in the woods. They will go silent. You can't find them. I don't care how many binoculars you have. I don't care how much you think you can echolocate them. Good luck with that. So it's also a call that you're hiding. You're hiding. You're hiding. You're hiding. Don't do it. You've got to stop doing that. And whatever melancholy that you've got or perceived melancholy, get over it and get on with it. And you're gonna, y'all. Even when I felt my worst, do you know what my biggest concern was? It wasn't was I going to heal. I knew I was going to heal. It was just going to take time, lots and lots of time and lots of effort. But I was so sad that I couldn't get up and do this every day. I just couldn't. I wasn't hiding. I simply could not. So being back, doing this and getting, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Not that it's about me, but I know what it feels like to be, feel like you're not free, feel like you're not free to do your soul's contract. A long, long, long explanation, but man, I hope it was helpful, because if 20 of you, if 10 of you, if 5 of you get this message and you walk out into the world and you bring beauty and healing and support and love, I did my job. Okay, great. Oh, it's Clary John. Does anybody think, okay, y'all, first of all, I can't help it. There are scammers on here. Oh my God. Hey, Lisa. Y'all, Lisa H. Snyder Intuitive. Let me tell you something. You want a reading? Lisa's an amazing reader. That's number one. But as a healer, she channels indigenous dialects and chants. And to be honest, I was like, okay, she's my friend. I'll give it a shot. I'll let her do her thing on me. I had to cancel 2 days of appointments because when she did that, it laid me out so hard. She lives in Minnesota. I don't know. I live in Florida. She lives in Minnesota or some frozen state over there. I don't know, Michigan. I don't know. So we were not anywhere near each other. She couldn't lay her hands on me. It was through a computer screen, and she started doing those. And I've only ever been able to listen to it once again since that, and that was like 3 years ago. Because whatever it is in that lays me out. And she's super connected to animals. Anyway, hi, Lisa. Oh, okay. So going back to evidence, I don't know if you guys remember Rachel Rose. I was like 222, 2222. I keep hearing 2. I keep hearing 2. And Rachel and her sister, they're listening raptly. 2 is her lucky number. That's why the number 2 came up. But I think there's always something about it. I've always known it my whole life. And about 10 years ago, it was confirmed by my numerology. Okay, there you go. That's why it's called evidence. Okay. Hey, Angel Heart. Hola. ¿Cómo estás, mi amor? Okay. Oh, Rachel, that's exactly. Okay, excellent. Wild humans. Okay. Tyler. Who am I talking to? Tyron, you better have listened to that message, that whole long message. Yes, Liliana, you maybe. I want to tell you what you want to hear about working. I just don't. Thank you, Chester. Hey, Ronnie. I don't know, Liliana. If you are, it's going to be like the last day of April. But that'll be good. I just think if you rush into something, it won't last very long. Oh, good. You're welcome, Rachel. I'm glad you're not mad at me. Colleen Stark. Really? Hey, honey, how are you? y'all, listen, none of me, I'm not, and none of my people are ever going to do something like, hey, inbox me for your reading. I don't, no. Thank you, Kimberly. So Kimberly did, I am looking first. I am looking fierce. I don't ever ask for donations. I do this for free. But if you do donate, what you got to know is that 50% of everything I make on my YouTube channel goes to support the animal charities that I support, which are the animal charities that very specifically fight to end cruelty to animals. And like the Animal Place in California that rescues farm animals, and a very big one that I do is called Lord, y'all, they fight it. They work really hard, and they have a big success rate of freeing bile bears in the Asian countries and shutting down bile bear farming and getting their government in the different countries to cooperate. And then, of course, the cat and the meat markets, and I won't go into all that, but I know the snores, y'all. That's not me. That's my twofer. She's part Chihuahua and part potbelly pig. Hops. She grunts and she snores like a pig. Oh, thank you, Hexa. Okay, Hexa, do me a favor, put your question in Facebook. So anyway, that's a story with the donations, you guys. I won't ever ask for them, but if you want, that certainly guarantees you a mini reading, and certainly it goes for a really good cause. So, okay, Kimberly, let me pull a card for you. Kim, do I know that you're a reader? Are you a reader? Aw, we will miss you, Lisa. That's divine protection right there. You ain't lying. Are you talking about Hop snoring? Okay. Also, Teapot always does this for me. I hang out on my own forums, which is, let me put if you are interested in connecting with me personally, I'm always on there giving advice and helping out. And well, I say that. I had them going really, really strongly at one point, and then I got sick and I was like, I don't have bandwidth for this, but I'm back. But I give little, impromptu mini readings and advice that's usually intuitive, and try to help people out with their path and their course. It's free. There is a membership coming in about a month. It'll be a free membership for a month, so you can decide if you like all the stuff that I'm putting in there, which is considerable, meditations and mini classes and all that kind of thing. And you can get to it by going to okay, hold on. How about I spell it right? Cleverly named forums. But if you guys don't know, I'm the publisher and owner of whatismyspiritanimal.com. Oh, bye, Michelle. Have a blessed day, you too, honey. So, more of an animal communicator. Okay, that's still a reader. I mean, Kimberly is still a reader. But I'm sorry. I'm in Kimberly's energy about being a reader. Let me go give her messages. No, Lisa Tierney, if you'll ask the question here. I just happen to know Hexa and know that it's easier for her to pop the question into Messenger. Please don't start dividing these questions, you guys, popping questions into Messenger. I can't do two. I can't divide my brain like that. Not like that. Okay. So Kimberly, I don't know that I knew that. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't think so, but I can make your reading tonight just about as easy as pumpkin pie. And I mean, easy as pumpkin pie. Hi, Wheezy. That's my older cat. He's 20 and he wheezes, hence Wheezy. So if you hear another strange, that's Wheezy wheezing. There is such a call for you to be a reader, more of a reader than what you are, meaning maybe it is animal communication. I'm not saying that's not a good enough reader or enough of a reader. It's about volume. So animal communication, it's about the volume that you do. So no, ma'am. Okay, I don't know what that means. Maybe I didn't know. Okay. So I well, hey Betty, buy a girl dinner first. Um so all of that said, I feel like I feel like whatever you do, you've got to find your way to doing more readings. And I think you'll find an incredible experience. Gus, if you knock my camera over, I'm gonna make a rug out of you. You'd look great in front of my fireplace. Persian kitty. He's only 2. He's into everything. So all of that said, that truly is your message for the evening. Now, let me find out. Sorry, y'all, I gotta take a swig of water. I like reading at night. I don't normally do it because I'm exhausted by the time I get here. But well, Kim, people don't have manners. They just jump on the channel and they're like, I want this, I need this right now. I'm like, hello, my name is Bernadette. People call me Mama Bear. Who are you? Manners matter in the South, y'all. Okay. See, this is so weird. Again, this one has never shown up. You've got a lemming. Kim, I don't know why you've got a lemming. Yes, it's okay to do your own readings daily. Carly Hummel, as long as you don't get hooked on them and like freak out. Hold on, I'll explain that in just a minute. So what I'm saying is lemming seems a little bit of an odd thing to come through for you as we're talking about doing more readings for humans. But lemmings are part of the mole and rodent family, and that's a very powerful thing to have. But lemming has never come out before. So I would really, thank you, Keith. Yeah, I'd love to sit around and have a couple glasses of, have a couple margaritas with some of you people because y'all are something. It's colored water because there is a little teeny bit of iced tea left in it. It's unsweet tea. So, all of that being said, I really hope that you look into everything that has to do with lemming, and I really hope that you will take it seriously about the readings because you could be like, well, that's okay, whatever, that's what she got, and you can whatever it, and then 2 weeks from now, wham, you're going to get whacked with it again, and then 2 weeks after that, wham, you're going to start seeing the signs. There's something about this group tonight is the last few days I have wanted to jump off a cliff. Don't jump off a cliff. We would miss you terribly. And just go make friends with lemming. That will, hey, Holly Hilton. That will, I don't know why, but I just think it's going to make you laugh. They really are the most adorable creatures, and people don't really know so very much about them. And they get a bad rap in society. They're like, oh, they're just lemmings. Blah, blah, blah. I can't stand it when they marginalize animals like that because, don't get me started. But they're just very sweet and endearing. Truly, they are. So take a look at everything about them. Their mating habitat, what region of the world they live in. I'm not going to tell you to buy my book just so you can look up lemming. That's crazy. But you might already have it. I don't know. If not, you can get it on my website. But that is very sweet, Wild Spirit Oracle. That is so kind. I love to be inspiration for people. My kid is a sloth. Christina Wish. She's the slowest person on the planet. Okay. Oh my gosh, Sandy, that's awesome. Oh, I recognize your name. Did I get it out to you yet? I recognize your name, Sandy. I don't. Okay. All right. So, Carissa, I'm sorry. Cheryl, stop that. Okay. Okay, Cheryl, and then, holy cow, Cheryl. Okay, give me just a second. Let me get to Hexa. She was next. Okay, the person I'm currently offering my help to, am I making the correct decision? I hope I feel in my heart for this person to actually save himself this time for real. All right, this is a little more complicated than I thought, but okay, hold on. All right, let's take this in Hexa. Let me just take this in. Are you making the correct decision? No. Okay, so I know what you want to hear. I don't know who you're talking about, but I know what you want to hear, and you want to hear that's yes. Now, for those of you that are readers, I'm not telling you how to be a reader. I'm offering what I would offer in one of my classes, which is this. When it comes to inverted cards, knowing the inverted version, if you're working with inverted, some people absolutely will not work with inverted anything. They don't like it. They don't want that energy in their deck. And I'm like, well, I would love for everything to be, who is the gal, the springborn? I am the heir to the chocolate island. I would love for things to be like that every day, but they're not. They're just not. There are elements of I am the heir to the chocolate island throughout your day. I don't believe that any one day is just, the most, well, that's not true. Some days are, it's very difficult to find any kind of brevity or inspiration or love or any good thing. There are certain days that are like that, and I am aware of that. But when a card is inverted, obviously you want to take a look at the card, and this is the Three of Cups. Now, in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the Three of Cups is the vision of the three women together with their chalices, and they're in great celebration. It's family. Family is who you choose. It's not necessarily what you're born into. And so, Hexa, what I'm feeling like is this person, you want them to be family. You would embrace them as family, but they've got a problem with being accepted as family or contributing as family. And I don't think you're going to get what you want or what you need from this. In my heart of hearts, I want to tell you something different. Again, I don't know who this is you're talking about, but I know that I know you well enough. I mean, I don't know you well. I know you from Facebook, but I know you well enough to know what a kind, gentle, compassionate woman that you are. And if you decide you're going to offer someone help, you will die trying. You will die trying for them. Don't do it. I ask you to. It's okay to help, but keep your distance. Only help so far. This person has got to, and I feel like this is a message also for someone else, meaning I just feel like there's somebody here or a couple of them. Bye, Michelle. I just feel like there are a couple of you in here that are invested in romantic relationships. Really, I'm talking to only the people in romantic relationships, not like your mom or your dad or your cousin or your sister or your brother, or your uncle. It's about love. You all are so invested, you're about to split in two from everything that you're putting into it, and the other person is not seeing what you see. They're not being an active participant in their own healing, in their own making their way in the world to do good for themselves and others. Just even being a functional human, they're just not doing it, and you're wasting your time. You are depleting yourself. You're just depleting yourself, and that's what this card is saying to you. And again, Hexa, I want to tell you something different, honey. God knows I do, but I can't, because it wouldn't be true. Now, moving on to the next. I hope, in this hope, I feel in my heart for this person to actually save himself. I don't think so. No, but I feel like this person will get saved because they're used to having everybody save them. They're used to getting right to the edge and then somebody rushes in and fixes everything. Or if they don't fix everything, they create an environment where they can be saved. And it's interesting that that comes up because here's the Cecropia, which came up, which is the death card. Now, Hexa, please don't freak out, okay? This does not mean this person is going to die. That is not what this card means. What this card means is it's a transition that this person goes through over and over and over and over and over and over. And also what came up with that is the opossum card. Well, opossums can't really save themselves. They're not the greatest fighters, in the world. And they're tremendously misunderstood animals. So for them to be saved, they've got to, they really have to have the interaction of humans to really be saved. Not like there's a deficit of opossums, or you might call them possums. There's not a deficit of them in this world, but you get what I'm saying. The other thing about the death card and the opossum card coming together is when we say someone's misunderstood, generally speaking, what we're thinking of is they are really a good person, or they're really a strong person, or they're really this, or they're really that, but they act like, or they're in the, they're living the story of, it's the opposite with this person. This person is, I'm sorry, Hexa, I know you want to hear something else. This person is lazy. This person is, how do I put this? This person is lazy. This person is, they're the kind of person that everything is everyone else's fault. Nothing is ever their fault. They do not accept personal responsibility for anything. And it's always, poor me. Poor me. They sound like a goat. A dying goat. I love you, Hexa, but don't just give all that beautiful love to somebody else, or that beautiful help, or that beautiful whatever. I'm sorry. I want to tell you something different. Okay. Okay. Cheryl Targaryen. That's another name that also reminds me of Game of Thrones. You are the heir to the... Cheryl, are you involved? Do you work in something that has to do with technology? Because when I started to say I am the heir to the, I was told to say I am the heir to the technology islands. I was like, I want to live there, and I hope it's close to the chocolate islands. Cheryl, I hope you're still here. Thank you for the very generous donation. I really appreciate that. Okay, you didn't ask a question that I can see. Wild Spirit Oracle. What's the best way to find people? Do lives. People love lives if you're accurate. Kim, I feel badly. Don't buy this book just for that. Buy it because you really want the book. Oh, autocorrect. Oh, my God. Okay, do you have a question? All right, hold on. I'm trying to find your question, Kimberly. Girl, I can't take Benadryl. One Benadryl, I snore like hops. Step slowly away from the whiner. From Matt. Hey, Jasmine. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Gypsy Vixen. Y'all. Hey, y'all. Everybody. Okay, Kim, I don't see a question. Oh, you really want the book too. Okay. You want the book, boo? That book wants you too, boo. All right. This is interesting. Very interesting. Something I just don't. Hey, Kelly B. Give you what you get. I have issues. Don't we all? Okay, listen. I don't know what's going on with you because I only know you from the lives. But when I tap into your energy, when I see your name, I always want to sit up a little bit straighter. I always feel like I'm a little bit stronger, a little bit like balls to the wall, that kind of thing. I don't know. I kind of I Ricky and Bobby. I should not like that movie. It is the grossest, most base form of humor. Dang, I love that movie because sweet baby Jesus, Panagiota! Kimberly, don't put things like that at my feet. It knocks me right off my focus. Ricky Bobby. That that's like what's that Adam Sandler movie where his uncle was the big he's super super crazy over the top wealthy and he leaves everything to him and he's got the black foot and then kind of sneaky like that. God, what is that movie? Okay, so there you have it. All right, so Kim, this is a very interesting card to me because when I put all the joking aside and I step deeply into your energy, I do feel like when you say you've got issues, I know that you meant that. I really do. But an issue for you is like, what is this much for someone else is this much for you. You've got a really awesome way of living if you're going through hell, keep going. You're really in tune with that. But for the now, I just feel like you are so frustrated. I think aren't you Billy Madison? It's something like that. Mr. Deeds, thank you. Mr. Deeds, thank you, Lauren. So I just feel like I think it was you that said you want to walk off a cliff. There's a level of frustration with you that I don't think I've ever felt before. And I just feel like you feel like you're being held back. And it feels to me the same way that it felt and still continues in a way to feel like I'm being held back because as you all that know me know, I'm all about freedom. And I mean that in every way that a person can mean. I'm all about freedom. I don't like to be backed up against a wall. I don't like to see other people like that. I don't like to see other people trapped. And don't try to trap me. It'll be the worst day of your life. So I say that very sincerely like that, not as a threat or I'm a big and bad mama bear, but because I understand how you feel. Like I'm feeling it so deeply. Why did I say it like I'm a Gen Xer? But I truly am feeling it deep in my heart and in my solar plexus. Here's where all of this is going. When goat comes to you or to anybody, it is the Six of Pentacles card. And in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, it's about the balance of where are those pentacles landing. And that's why Mountain Goat wanted to be the Six of Pentacles, because when you talk about balance, and I know for those of you that follow me, thank you, Jasmine. That is very kind. Thank you for the donation. It's very helpful to the animals. Why can't Animals Asia, for God's sake, why couldn't I remember that? Animals Asia, a very worthwhile charity. They do great work. And if you guys don't know about bile bear farming, I would hope that you never would have to know about it, but you might want to look into it. It's other than animal testing, I find it to be one of the most heinous crimes committed against animals ever on this planet. Moving on. If you follow me for a while, you've heard me say this 1,000 times, but goats, mountain goats in particular, only need literally like 2 inches of space to put their little hooves on to keep climbing. And you'll see the videos of them with one side of them shoved way up against a mountain, and then their little ding, 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 ding. And you, please, if you haven't seen the goats in the trees, where it's like, oh my God, it's a goat tree. It's sprouted like, 25 goats, and they're standing there, on these really thin branches, waving around in the wind like this. It's hilarious. And defies everything unless you understand how balanced goats can be and how very little space they need to cling on to. What this has to do with you, Kim, is that rather than walking off the cliff, I would suggest that you find a higher cliff, find a higher mountain, and start climbing it. And here's why I say that. This isn't about me, but this is about synchronicity. And the wave of people that when I opened my door back up for readings and I started appearing again on, social media and whatnot, people came out of the woodwork. I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful. And they're like, well, we knew you were coming back. We're just waiting on you. And I was like, what? Because usually if you disappear, so does your following. So people don't give a crap about you anymore and they move on, right? Because they need what they need. And I totally get that. That hasn't really seemed to be the case. But what I will reveal is still every day I'm looking for my 2 inches. What 2 inches can I sink my teeth into, sink my little claws into, so I can get up and I can move and I can go. And once I'm there, I'm ready to go. But it's the getting there. And I feel like you've got some frustrations that are happening that are, I feel like you really should work with goat energy. Yeah, if you want to read about the 6 of Pentacles, that's fine. But it really is, in particular, mountain goat energy that's going to help you. And please read everything you can about them, because I just feel like from a happiness quotient, I don't know that you've been truly happy or joyous. You laugh a lot, you cut a lot of jokes, but when it's quiet at night and you're just laying there, I don't feel that out of you. And when you get up in the morning, I don't feel you going, oh, it's gonna be a great day. I just don't feel that. And you've got to get that back, because you are a fireball of happiness when you're happy. I mean, you take everything and everybody with you. Even your couch will be happy. That's how happy you can be. So there you go. I love you, and I just think you're a doll, and thank you for the donation, and I really appreciate it. Okay. Oh, Sunny Smoothie. Oh, I love that name. Oh, snappity dappity dap. Okay, I don't know if there was anybody before Jasmine that gave a donation in between Kim and Jasmine, because the chat only lets me go back so far, y'all. So if it was, I'm not slighting you. I just didn't see you, and you can hit me up in the chat again. But Jasmine, I'm gonna pull a card for you. Let me take a sip of water. Step into your energy. Jasmine, I don't know you. I know I like your name. It's pretty cool. It reminds me of as if Sábado Gigante was still, I think it's still a thing actually, but you're like, that's the name of one of those Hispanic soap opera people, Jasmine Saavedra today on Amor is No More, or one of those soap operas. I'm not making fun of Hispanic people. My first ex-husband is from Uruguay, and he's the best guy I know, which begs the question of why did I divorce him? That's a whole other story. Okay, Jasmine, the reason I'm laughing and I'm going off into all of that is you're the kind of person that will show up to work in pajamas just because. You just crack me up. You're the kind of person that will go to the grocery store and have big fluffy animal slippers on. You love to make people laugh. You really are just a big kid at heart. And I just love that about you. I love it. Come over and we'll go in I've got these big, ginormous, sparkly unicorn slippers that they're impossible to walk in, and they're impossible to ignore. They're the cutest things ever. Not very functional, but super cute. Okay, so I'm going to pull. I don't like that card for you, and I'm not pulling it. That makes no sense. Y'all, oh my gosh. Y'all. Okay, I couldn't figure this out. So this card just flipped out. I'm shuffling. This card flips out, and it's for Jasmine. I'm like, I don't like that card. I'm not pulling it for her. And you can do that as a reader. Sometimes cards will randomly fall out of the deck, and readers are like, if it fell out of the deck, that's the one that wants to be seen. I do adhere to that mostly, but sometimes cards are just not the right one for that person. I think this is a message for everybody. It's almost like raise your hand. Hey, Bernadette. Oh my gosh, welcome back. Raise your hand. I can't see you, but raise your virtual hand. Send me like a little emoji or something if you have been feeling trapped, really trapped. And the reason I say that is this is the Minotaur card. And Jasmine, I feel like you're just coming out of a time where you felt trapped. It's okay, Chester. It's okay. Come here, honey. I feel like you're coming out of a time where you felt trapped. But this Minotaur card keeps coming out and keeps coming out. I've never had anything like this before. Well, not with this card. And so I'm feeling like there's a bunch of y'all that have been feeling trapped. Just so you know, when this card is inverted, you're on the other side of that. It may have hurt. It may have been uncomfortable. It may have been downright traumatic, or dramatic, because that which is dramatic does not have to be traumatic. But I just feel like that. I feel like that time is over. So if you needed to hear that today, rock on with your bad self. Okay, Jasmine, let me get a dang. You know what? Let me use the book. Oh, I said the word. Y'all, I've really been trying not to say the word use. It usually implies not great things. So I substitute work with or this or that. It has made a world of difference in my communication. I hope that you would join me in trying that. Oh, Jasmine. You've got turtle energy around you. I love that. I just love that. And in particular, well, it's turtle in general, but this just happens to be a sea turtle that we put the picture of in here. So when you, my God, I could stay here for a day and talk about turtles. But if you've never heard the saying turtles all the way down, over in that part of the woods, Aborigines, what the heck is that country? Y'all, Australia! They believe that the world is supported by one big turtle. And you keep going down and you keep going down and you keep going down. And that's why it's called turtles all the way down. And so when you talk about turtle energy, you're talking about, Chester, are you okay? Come on, honey. It's all right. It's all right. He's looking for my sister. She's spending the night at her house in a different place. And not that you needed to know that, but if you hear a big whiny dog, it's her big 90-pound boxer that is whining like he's 6 weeks old, because he is, that she's not home yet. So anyway, that's such a powerful energy for you to be working with. So there's something that is really special about turtles in that when they dig their burrows, they are creating opportunities and homes for so many other species. They really are the emblem for home. They carry their home on their back. They carry their young ones on their back. And then again, when they dig their burrows, when they leave them to go into the ocean, or they leave them to go to, some swanky other part of the forest or whatever, other species, they have an instantaneous home. So again, when you talk about turtle symbolism and meaning, my gosh, it's so vast. But Jasmine, for you, I just feel like this has to do with you helping other people find their home. So I don't know if you I don't want to get so specific. Like, do you work for Housing Authority? Do you do Habitat for Humanity? Do you help people find their home in here, their center there? I don't know what it is, but girl, I'm here to tell you, turtle energy is wrapped all around you right now. And I just want to smile and give you a big hug, because it is beautiful. It's just really, really beautiful. So I hope that's helpful. And again, thank you for the donation. That's very generous. Hey, Sunny Smoothie. Welcome. I don't think I've seen your name. Stop licking me, please. This dog has got a thing about, I don't know, but he licks me all the time. He doesn't lick anybody else, but he licks me all the time. It's the strangest thing. Okay. Aha. There we go. Sunny, I'm a reader. I tend to get worn out physically after a bunch of readings. I have the answer for this. It's science. You're going to love me. God, I hope you're still here. Okay, I need to keep a full-time job in another area for financial stability as well. Would like to know what you discern. Okay. I always know. Oh my God, Dawn! Hey. Okay, I'm gonna run a little bit late. I mean, not late. I'm gonna run a little bit over time. I always do, y'all. But hey, Dawn, I'm so glad to see you here. Okay, so Sunny Smoothie. Listen, first of all, I love your screen name. I always know when someone tells me that they get worn out physically after a reading, that they're a real reader. Like they're not just showing up and going, I see your angels around you at this time, and your loved ones that have crossed over him. All of those things are probably true. I would bet money they're true. But until you give somebody evidence, in Bernadette's opinion, you ain't reading Nan. You ain't reading Nan. You're making things up that you may not even know that you're making up. Not you, Sonny, but I'm saying, as a general rule, what people don't understand is that our brains process millions of bits of information in a minute, in a second. And we read situations and vibrations and all that without even knowing that we're doing it. And some of us will go, I'm a next level psychic. No, you're not. You are an organic being that's doing what you are organically hardwired to do. Now, where it comes in, where you're going to get, Chester, I cannot put you in my lap. You're a 90-pound boxer, and I know you will try before this. Y'all, if I go down and come back like that and you hear a scream, that's me trying to get this dog off of me, because at some point he will try to get in my lap. So that said, I cannot prove this to you because it is not proven science yet. It is metaphysics. What that means is this. There is a theory based on research from, I'll think of it before the stream is over. But there's a scientist named Dr. Dean Radin, and this man has done unbelievable metaphysical research in some of the most prestigious teaching hospitals and universities around the world. Yale, Harvard, they believe enough in his testing protocol that they bring him in and they fund him to test this. So he believes, along with the name of the company that I cannot think of at the moment, but I'll get it together, that the earth is a biosphere. So everything that's electrical gets trapped in this biosphere. And when we receive messages, Bernadette believes that we are acting as a cell phone, a radio transistor, and that electricity is going through our bodies. Hell yeah, you're tired because you just sat there and went zzz, 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 and essentially shocked yourself for however long. I've been a reader a long time. When I was young and I was like super strong, it did the opposite to me. It would wire me. It would be like I had 45 glasses of ultra sweet tea. And if I didn't stop doing readings around 5 o'clock, I'd be up till 3 o'clock in the morning. And if, God forbid, dang it, I said that word. If the feed fills up with stuff, y'all, I'm sorry. But, you know, if I didn't stop till 8 o'clock or something, you can bet I was out getting a few drinks somewhere to try to wind down, or I'd be up for 3 days. Other people, it laid them out. It was like somebody sucked the life right out of them. So I would tell you, Sonny, that I believe you are receiving that electricity and you are giving so much. It's like it comes into you and then you transfer it back to the person. I feel like as a person, you've got a habit of carrying people's loads for them, of carrying them, and that's bleeding over into your readings. You are giving back so much energetically. It's like you're cracking open their chest and doing open heart surgery on them, or open spirit surgery, open soul surgery. You got to stop that, because they're either going to get the message or they're not. And you can help them try to receive, and you can help them, but packing yourself up and doing this and making a little, medicine ball and giving it to them, they're going to trot off with that. You're never going to see that little medicine ball of yourself again. But that's number one. Number two, going back to the science of it, Julie Moss, Julie Beschel, Julie Moss, one of the two. They are actually, they're both highly credited scientists in the world of metaphysics and quantum physics and that kind of thing. And if you've never heard of a thing called spooky at a distance, it's where they divided a cell, a human cell, a chromosome, a cell, and they toted the half of the cell to the other side of the world in a very controlled environment. And whatever they did to one cell, the other half of the cell reacted exactly the same at the exact same time of the cell that was being tested, prodded, whatever they were doing. And how do you explain that? Well, those of us that do this kind of work, we're like, oh, we do this stuff every day. You're the last to know. You're the last to believe. But we're also connected that whatever is going on with that other person, if you are the kind of psychic that is re-experiencing their experiences, I can tell you exactly what it feels like to have a heart attack. I can tell you what it feels like to die, not just from myself, but from making the mistake of living that other person's reality to get messages for them. Now, having said that, let me say this. Personally, I believe that the Akashic Records, if you've never heard of them, it's supposedly a tome, a book of everything that's ever happened to every living thing and everything that ever will happen to every living thing. Wrap your head around that one. I believe that the Earth's biosphere, we live inside the Akashic Records, kind of like living in a video game. So the long answer to your short question, but I would bet other readers on here have the same issue, is you're so exhausted or you're so wired. Now, other psychics will be like, well, that's because they didn't protect. Protect from what? And how would they do that? I mean, it's different for everybody. Well, you have to envision yourself and meditate and circle and put this bubble of light. What kind of light? Neon light? A disco light? I'm really into chandeliers. I have like 5 of them in my house. 5. I have 5 chandeliers. My house isn't but 1,400 square feet. I got chandeliers on my what the hell's it called? Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm running out of words when it gets late. It's not late for you all, but it's late for me right now. Porch. Goodness. Porch. They're solar. If you haven't checked them out, they're on Amazon. They're the cutest gypsy looking things. Lots of different color. They're plastic, but it's solar powered. At night I got chandeliers that come on. Solar powered chandeliers. Cutest thing you ever saw. Okay. Getting back to what I was trying to tell you, which is this. I'm not going to tell you to protect. I don't know how to tell you that. I can tell you what everybody else will tell you. Believe me, I've been looking for a way for my whole life. But I really think it boils down to choice and taking a good hard look at how it is that you read, what you give to people. Are you the kind of psychic that does feel if somebody's had a heart attack, if they've had cancer, if they've been anything? Are they in love? What's their sexual quotient? What's all that stuff? And then decide what you want inside of you and what you don't. And it really is just that simple. And whatever you don't want to experience and you don't want to happen, you just make that an intention. Because nothing can get to you that you don't let get to you. It's like that person earlier that asked me if they were cursed. That's my favorite question. Man, I hope that helps, Sunny, and I hope that helps other people. Okay. I'm going to do... Oh my God, Carolyn Foster, how are you? What? Cheryl, that was very kind of you. I read for you, right? Yes, I did. Okay. Hey, Carolyn, another reader heralded your return last week. She works with your deck, and the bear card, Queen of Pentacles, came. She called out Mama Bear the very same day you came back. That is hilarious. I don't know who that is, but that is very kind of another reader to give me a nod. Ms. Delore, thank you very much for your Thank you very much for your donation, Ms. Delore. I'm gonna work with the book. So I am gonna plug this book because I'm going to Harry Potter World. Jasmine! Harry Potter World. It's Please don't get me started on Harry Potter. I'll be up till like 4 o'clock in the morning watching it for the 900th time. Um, I'm, as I often say, marketing is not necessarily my shtick, but I'm really, really, really over the moon about my newest tool for people for people to work with, which is my over 700-page book. It's 9.5 by 11. It's an encyclopedia. It's a coffee table book, and it has there's the bee again. It has 300 animals in it. There are chapters on, like, really in-depth chapters on numerology and colors. What does it mean if you see these feathers? Creating your own sigils, doing ritual, doing ceremony, anything that you would ever want to know about working with spirit, totem, and power animals, animal spirit guides, your animal allies. It is the definitive work in the world. No joke. No joke, you guys. The definitive work in the world. You can get it at my website. I am going to put the link in there because I don't know. Because it's not even marketing. I just know what this will bring to you guys' lives because I've for the last couple of years, I've gotten so much feedback on the arc that, I mean, like, one person didn't like it, but she doesn't like life, so I can't help her with that. She was angry because there was a black jaguar in it. Apparently, I was appropriate. Apparently. Oh God. Apparently, I was appropriating big cats everywhere. Don't get me started. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's seasons in here. Anyway, all of that. But I am gonna keep talking about this book because I just know what it can do for you. And again, there isn't another reference. Nobody has the animals in here or the mythological creatures or whatever. Anyway. So, Ms. Delore, I hope you're still here. So, Ms. Delore, your energy is a very interesting energy to step into. And I feel like you've got a very mysterioso kind of thing going on about you. Some people will call you dark. I don't think you're dark. I just think you live in the more occultish, mysterious kind of worlds. And, the world needs all kind of people. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's like, hey, y'all, come on in. What kind of cake do you want? I got 5 different kinds. But I'm feeling like an animal is not the thing for you. It's going to be, there we go. Look at that. So when I flip through the book, and for those of you just joining me or don't know me, there's a thing called bibliomancy I've been working with for a long time. You can grab any book at any time, anywhere. No joke. And if you just focus on your question, you'll be guided to whatever book you need to be working with, whatever you needed to see that day. And you just open to a page and you either, like this one is a sub chapter. It's about fire. It makes a lot of sense given the energy that I'm picking up from you, Ms. Delore, but, or Dolor, however you say it. I call it Dolor, but the fire element makes a lot of sense for you energetically. And so I would say that working with fire, not literal fire, please don't, not literal fire. Okay, no pyromancy. But I'm sorry. I was drifting off into her energy. So this has nothing to do with fire, I don't think. Are you getting a dog? Do you want to get a dog? Are you getting a dog? Did you just get a puppy? Miss Delore, there's something about dog energy that's coming up for you. Do you want to work with dogs? Catherine Windsor! Oh, Darlena Green, why are you crying? The only reason people cry on my show. Hey, Janae. Oh, Janae, did you donate? I didn't see you. I'm sorry. I'll get back to you in just a second. Let me finish this one with Miss Delore. Something about a dog. Hey, Tracy Ann. Holy guacamole. It's so good to see you. Lauren, girl, this boxer is the biggest dang baby. Hey, Dawn. Oh, okay. I don't see anything from. Oh my gosh. Hey, Jim. Okay, then I see CC Moon. Oh, CC Moon. Thank you for the donation. I will get to your question, Janae. I didn't see, but I'll get to you. I'll get to Janae after this, and then I'll get to CC, and then Dean Radin, Dean Radin, Radin. Look for his book called Entangled Minds. Fascinating. And then, hi, Glenwing. And then look for his book, not practical, but Real Magic, where he demonstrates from a scientific perspective why the law of attraction can really work, why spell casting can really work, why manifesting can really work, and what the science is behind it. It will change your life. Okay, back to Ms. Delore and the fire energy. I just feel like, come here, honey. Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come here. Come here. That's not you, Chester. I wasn't calling you. Okay, hold on, you guys. Oh, God. This is my big fat black. His name is Glamoween because he's a glamorous Halloween kitty. And he's another big baby. And so I just feel like as much fire as you have in you, Ms. Delore, it really is time to bring the fire out, and in a good way, in a controlled way, because there's something you're being called to do that's actually really big. And I just keep hearing the word respect. It's important to you that people respect you. It's important to you that you respect yourself. There's a big deal going on with you right now in respect. And whatever this fire thing is, Chester, please, you're killing me. You are respected and you will be respected. And you just got to do what you want to do. It's almost like you're fighting against, maybe like your family has expectations of you doing something or not doing something. There's like somebody that's got expectations of you that goes against what you want to do. And so it's important that you do what you want to do. You will be respected, and you don't have to worry about that. But you got to bring the fire. And the fire might mean the heat. It might mean, let's say you want to be a cook or you want to be a chef. Maybe you get known for being the spicy chef. Or fire doesn't have to actually mean actual fire. It can be heat of any kind. And so maybe I don't know what that means for you, but I know that the word heat will resonate with you. I know that the word heat will resonate with you. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, so Janae, I'm going to come back to you. I'm sorry, Chrissy Kuto. Energetics has saved my soul. Once I learn the techniques, boom. Nothing can get to me if I don't let it get to me. Very well said. I don't know what you're talking about, but very well said. But kisses to you. But yeah, I mean, I'm telling you. Oh, let me go back to those two ladies. So Dr. Julie Beschel and Dr. Julie Boss. And she and her husband have the Mossbridge Institute. She did a double-blind study with 100 mediums, certified mediums. How they certified these mediums, I don't know. How the heck you certify a medium, I don't know. But obviously, these people met their benchmark of whatever their protocols were. And they found that 82% 82% of the mediums that they worked with have an autoimmune disease. Now, I can believe that because if you're working with energetics, as Chrissy puts it, or you're working with electricity, it's just like frying out a system in a car. And some of us don't have that issue. I do. I like 4 of the big winners. And so did I have them my whole life? Was it, hereditary? Was it, I don't know. No one will ever know. But I just, those statistics are overwhelming. They can't be ignored. They're overwhelming. So if you are a practicing psychic, medium, tarot flipper, whatever, I really, really urge you to get, as Chrissy puts it, I think, and very well said to you, get your energetics under control, because there's no way of knowing if potentially you could be doing a little bit of harm to your system, to your computer. So, okay, Janae, I'm gonna flip a couple cards for you. Yes, I know. Actually, I'm gonna pull something from the book. Okay, hold on. Glowing with your hair everywhere. I brush you every day. Janae, I just feel like you've got the word why on your heart a lot. So hold on. Oh, Janae. Lion energy, which is interesting because I'm holding my kitty cat, not my biggest cat, well, my biggest baby whiner kitty. And lion comes up. And I know that you'll notice which cat I'm holding. And so all of that being said, oh my God. Y'all, it's coming to the end of the evening and they are just like, I need attention. So that's interesting because lion is fire energy. It brings the sun, it brings the solar. It's all about being a leader. In my deck, lion is the, oh God, king. It's either the King of Wands or the King of Swords. Pretty sure it's the King of Swords in the arc. And so I would tell you to work with that energy, the King of Swords. And I would tell you that it's almost like, listen, I happen to know you. And I know what you've been going through. I know what you've been going through for a while. I know what I've been going through for a while. And not that it's a game or it's a contest or anything like that. But as icky as my stuff is, you win. I holy cow is all I can say. And if I could wave it away with my magic wand, all right, you two who don't like each other to begin with, stop your nonsense. If I could wave a magic wand and make it go away, and don't think I haven't tried, honest to God, I would. So all of that said, you can't have that. It's got caffeine in it. Stop it. All of that being said, this is going to sound flip potentially. It might sound glib. It's not meant to be any of those things. But whatever your question is, honest to goodness, your answer is the King of Swords and Lion. It's like that. Now, let me just say this. I've been doing lives for a few years now. Never, ever, Janae, have I had all of the animals cluster on me like they're doing right now. Never. Never. One might come in, another one might come in, but they are on, I'm surrounded. I'm literally surrounded by my cats, by my dogs, and they are, what are you doing, Chester? And they are just bringing the ruckus. So there's something very much inside of you that wants to bring the ruckus and wants to come back to life, wants to be the high energy person you think you used to be. It's not you used to be. You're still that person. You are. And lion energy will help you. Honey, I am sending you the biggest mama bear hug. I'm going to cry. You just don't even know. I hope that's helpful. Get up on it with the lion. All right. And now I'm moving on to CC Moon. Who doesn't love that name? CC. Oh, welcome to the channel. Oh, glasses, thank you. Okay, so the pick a card works like this. So you said pick a card, so I know you want a card. Get out of the Cheerios, please. Those are for hops. You don't want them. I know you think you do, but you don't. Chester, you cannot be in my lap. Okay. Cece, well, of course. I was going to say, when I step into your energy, I get very floaty. And I start to see fairy gardens and fairies and elves, and not in a childish way, but in a Lord of the Rings kind of way in the Elven Kingdom, that just is so real, but fairies that are also very real and such an integral part of the environment in the forest, right? And I understand your name is CC Moon, and I understand that could have a little bit of woo-woo implications, but I don't. It's not that. It's your energy. You really are an otherworldly, almost like Luna in Harry Potter. You've got that very otherworldly kind of thing about you, and out here comes a dove. So it's interesting because you're the first one this evening that I feel like the dove is your power animal and not necessarily your spirit animal. And here's what I mean by that. I have been asked by the Animal Ally Kingdom to teach a very, not a very different, but more of an organized way of working with spirit, totem, and power animals. And that briefly, that's this. Your spirit animal is the animal that comes to you in your time of need, when you just need that support, that extra of protection, that kind of thing. Your totem animal is who you are, beginning with your zodiac sign. There's a reason that all zodiacal systems are based on animals. I mean, the only zodiacal system that doesn't have that is Gemini, which is the twins, which is the Western astrology. And then there's also the Libra in that, which is the scale of balance, but that can be equated to Lady Justice. And in both of those scenarios, they are humans, and humans are animals. So I contend that humans can be spirit animals. I don't have time to argue that with anybody anymore. I used to argue it to the death, but until humans are not classified as animals, in Bernadette's mind and what I've been downloaded with by the animal kingdom, they can be spirit animals. Some people call them angels on earth. Some people call them whatever. Okay. Chester, relax. Chester, relax. Thank you. So all of that said, your power animal, we're also connected that CC Moon, you are a dove. You are a fish. You are a this. We are, he's got to go outside. That's what he's got. Okay, I got to wrap this up. He's got to go. That's what his story is. I'm coming. I know you're being so good. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up really quickly, you guys. I totally forgot he has got to go when he starts doing that. So all of that being said, you are being called on to be the dove. And what that means is, as you move through the next few weeks, everything you think, everything you say, everything you do, bring dove energy to it. Love and family and peace and the ability to just bring such beauty and joy to the world. There's something that is going on. I don't know. I don't know if somebody's getting married or there's some kind of really special event or something. But it could use some dove energy, but you are that dove. And never let anybody tell you that you shouldn't still, be your age and be delving into the realms of fairies and elves and a true belief in that kind of thing, because I do believe there are dimensions where that exists, no sweat. And I know that there are some people in this life that say that they know they've seen fairies. I haven't. That doesn't mean that they don't exist. And there are all kinds of miracles happen every day. So, CC Moon, I hope that's very helpful. And thank you, because you're such a beautiful energy to wrap up the show with. You guys, I hope this was helpful. I know it might seem like I went off the rails a few times with these long explanations, but because tonight I already knew that one reading would be for so many different people, I was called to go into a little bit more of it. So if I haven't met you yet, again, people call me Mama Bear. You're welcome here anytime, and I'm always here for you. I hope you enjoyed this as a first evening reading. I've done it like a couple of years. Let me know in the chat or email me or Facebook me and let me know. I'm coming right now if you like the evening readings, and I'll try to do more of them. So I love you all very much, and I will end like I always do, which is, oh, and if you've donated and I just haven't seen it, oh, Carolyn, please hit me up in Facebook. I know you. I'll flip a card for you in Facebook, okay? But I got to run. I got to take this dog out or it's going to be ugly in my office. So I will tell you like I always do good for animals, including yourself, and stay wild.